Tim Miller, the director of the first Deadpool movie, also went on to direct a Terminator film that I think most people like to forget, but he did such a great job on that Deadpool movie. Tim Miller, it has been announced in the Hollywood Reporter that he is going to be directing for Warner Brothers a brand new Alien Legion movie that they are hoping to turn into a big franchise. This comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter, right the following. Warner Brothers is building its own galaxy that is far, far away. The studio has picked up the rights to Alien Legion, a star-spanning sci-fi comic initially published by Marvel Comics, with the aim of building a homegrown space opera for the franchise. Tim Miller, who directed the original Deadpool as well as Terminator Dark Fate, is attached to direct. Now, if you don't know much about it, it is described as the French Foreign Legion in space. The story's focused on an intergalactic peacekeeping force that took in all manner of species without asking too many questions about their past or intentions, operating within an unwieldy government system known as the Galactic Union that is straining to be a democratic melting pot. Prejudice and bad intentions abound and struggle with well-intentioned idealists. So that's what's coming out here. So look, we've all said for a long time in this business that franchises, that's the gold mine, right? That's the goose that lays the golden egg. Potentially. It can also go very badly. Just ask Universal with their Monster Universe that they try to launch. But franchises is what everybody's trying to start. They all want to get franchises going. You even got, Lionsgate right now, which is trying to reinvent a franchise with Hunger Games. That one comes out this week. I'm actually really interested to see that movie. I'm curious to see how good that's going to be. And so they're going to go to a comic that probably not a lot of people have read and know much about, called Alien Legion. And listen, I'll tell you what, the premise of it sounds good. I like the idea of Tim Miller being on board there. Again, I loved what he did with the first Deadpool. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Quip. Guys, you know that good health starts with good habits, and Quip makes it easy by delivering all the oral care essentials that you need to care for your mouth. For example, their incredible electric toothbrush. Guys, I've been using electric toothbrushes for years, and this is easily the best one I've ever owned. Timed sonic vibrations with 30-second pulses to guide a dentist-recommended 2-minute clean. A lightweight and sleek design for adults and kids with no wires or bulky charger to weigh you down. Reusable handles in a range of sleek metal hues as well as bright plastic colors sure to make a pop on your bathroom counter. Skip the batteries and snap into healthy habits with the new rechargeable electric toothbrush. All the features of the original Quip, plus one magnetic charge powers up to 3 months of brushing. In addition to brush heads, Quip also delivers fresh floss, toothpaste, mouthwash, and gum refills every 3 months from just $7. So if you go to getquip.com/Campea right now, you'll get 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, or water flosser. That's your 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, water flosser at getquip.com/Campea. That's GETQUIP.com/Campea. Quip, the good habits company. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this. I mean, Tim Miller being involved, trying to launch a not so well-known comic franchise. I know this isn't going to be part of the MCU or anything like that. What do you think about this?
First of all, I love this comic. I have every issue. It was Epic Comics. Marvel had sort of its highbrow line that was more elevated, call it elevated, than their superhero lines. And Baxter Paper back in the early 80s, mid 80s, this comic kicks ass. And it is astonishing to me that it has taken this long for somebody to adapt this property. What I don't understand, John, I understand that Don Murphy and Susan Monfort, who did like Natural Born Killers, are producing. How did Marvel let this go to Warner Brothers? Now I want to know. This was one of my favorite comics in the mid-'80s. Anybody who I think remembers it loves this comic just because the diversity of crazy the alien designs, the artwork in this comic, it was hardcore. It had kind of imagine if the Space Marines and aliens were more alien and they didn't get their asses kicked. This was a hoorah in space. It was so good. The characters are so good. I love this comic, and I hope that Marvel finally will get an Alien Legion omnibus, because I'd love to see all of the issues collected in hardcover.
Well, here's an interesting thing. Hollywood Reporter gave a little bit of background on it that I wasn't aware of. They said this. They said Legion was co-created by Carl Potts, a former editor and writer at Marvel, and was introduced as a part of the publisher's creator-owned imprint Epic Comics in 1983. Yep. It became the line's longest-running title, even outliving the imprint when it was moved to other publishers in the 21st century. Alan Zelentitz and Frank Sirocco are the other co-creators. So it may not have been something that Marvel even had any control over.
Yeah, I didn't realize. You're right. That means it's creator-owned, and when it's creator-owned, they just published it. Which is great. I mean, that's why they were able to get wrested away from Warner Brothers. I just hope that maybe Warner or Marvel will go back and republish the comics, because the comics are quite good.
And they described it as the Dirty Dozen meets Aliens. It's
yes.
like one of the websites. So it's kind of like, are they trying to get their own Guardians of the Galaxy there at Warner? At Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
They're trying to get their own franchise going. Like, this is never, there's no way they're intending this to be a one-shot movie. They hopefully want to make this successful and turn it into a big franchise.
By the way, kudos to the graphic, because that is the cover of issue 1.
There you go. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.